Festive greetings and welcome to my holiday special. How are we all feeling this festive season? With New Year's approaching, we want to set goals, we want to achieve new things, we want to do things we've never done, and for some reason we just keep failing every year and we can't figure out why. We get so excited, we get our willpower way up, and yes, we want to do it, but a week later, 2 weeks later, it's not that important. And that's the problem with willpower. Willpower and motivation are not the same thing. Willpower is basically excitement, it's the hype, but it drains. Motivation is something intrinsic, something that you need to practice and find within yourself. And we want to achieve our goals this year. And we want to turn over that new page and start a new chapter. So it's important when you do set goals for this year that you follow these steps and you understand what it entails to set a goal and to achieve a goal. Remember, goals are very much about routine, how you manage your time and your tasks throughout the day. Action steps are also a massive part of achieving goals because you have to do something every day to work on that goal, especially on your worst days because it shows the most consistency. And then SMART goals, which is a framework for how to frame and achieve goals. So it's very important that you do set these goals for the new year, but you don't rely on willpower. You rely on the motivation that you generate within yourself to achieve these things. Because you can't achieve goals if you have a bad routine, if you are sleeping badly, if you are not eating enough to keep your body fueled and your brain working and functioning properly, if you're not managing your time well, then you won't achieve your goals. It's about setting up a routine so there's an allocated time for every single task and goal. Remember, you cannot achieve a goal just by wishful thinking. You actually have to go out there and put in the effort. Put your first foot forward and do something about it. And it's not something that you do once a week, every 2 weeks. A goal, if you want it bad enough, has to be worked on every day. Remember, goals are about desire. If the desire to change is higher than the desire to stay the same, then the situation, the experience, the behavior, the habit will change. But if the desire to stay the same is higher than the desire to change, then you won't change. If it's just easier for you to ignore the goal and to do whatever, you're not going to achieve your goals. And every year it's going to be failure after failure after failure. Understand that it's important to set a good routine. A good routine sets you up for success. It helps you allocate enough time for each task so that you can work on the things that you need to get done, your responsibilities, housework, things like that are done at a specific time. And then you move on to the next task and you allocate time for each task so that you are able to get to everything in your day and still have time for relaxation. A bad routine leads to disturbed sleeping and eating patterns, and this can cause havoc on the body's circadian rhythms, which is what allows you to sleep, and energy regulation because you're not sleeping or eating properly. So remember, a routine isn't just about the tasks you have to complete. It's also about taking care of yourself, your well-being, showering every day, eating right every day, keeping your body and your mind active. And another thing is, it's easy to set goals, but it's not so easy to pursue them. As I said, willpower is very high and then it just drains and then we're just like, it's not important to me anymore because I don't really want to change. There has to be a set of action steps, something that you're doing every day. and that you follow each day to bring you closer to your goal each and every day. It's consistency, determination, and self-motivation, something that you need to do every day. Because if you have a bad day and you don't work on your goal, it's not going to benefit you. It's not going to benefit you. And you are actually just wasting your own time, because it's something that you have to work on every day. And another thing is, we often frame goals in the negative. I'm setting a goal because I don't want to be like this. But the brain doesn't understand that as a goal. It just understands it as an aversion. So it's important to frame a goal in the positive, so that they are foundational, so that the brain understands. So instead of saying, oh, I don't want to be like this anymore, that's not a goal. Saying, I want to rather be like this, I want to change this behavior, I want to change this habit, that's a goal. And there is a specific framework for goals known as SMART goals. And it's an abbreviation. The S stands for specific. Remember, your goal has to be specific. It's not something that you can just airy-fairy wish here and there. No, it's something that needs to be concrete and set very, very clearly in your mind. The next is measurable. The M stands for measurable. How can you measure your progress with your goal? Is your progress measurable? And then the next is the A, which stands for attainable. The goal has to be completely attainable for you. It's not something that can be unrealistic, something that has to be able for you to achieve. So you can break it up into smaller bits so that it is more attainable. A goal has to be attainable within your parameters. And then the next is realistic. If you set a goal to be something completely unrealistic, then it's also not going to come true. If you tell yourself, I'm going to study 3 courses in 2 months, but you can only do a course a month, then that's unrealistic, and that's going to cause more stress and demotivation, so you won't be able to achieve that goal. And then the last is the T, which is time bound. A goal has to be time bound. It has to have a specific period of time set to achieve this goal, and that's what makes it more realistic and more attainable. So remember your SMART goals. They are very important when you are framing a goal, and always frame a goal in the positive. And remember to watch how you look after yourself, manage your well-being every day. Make sure you have a good routine. You are eating well, you are sleeping well, you are going to bed at a responsible time, you are waking up at a responsible time, you are achieving your tasks every day, you're sticking to your time management. So it's very important, because a bad routine makes it incredibly difficult to achieve goals, because not only are you exhausted and not feeling well, but you're also not motivated. You're also not in the mood to pursue that goal. A good routine only sets you up for good things in your life. Think about it. If you wake up early, if you wake up at 6:30, 7 in the morning, and you have a nice healthy breakfast, that sets you up for a good day. That sets you up for success, because you are starting your day well. Remember, how your day goes has largely to do with how you wake up in the morning and how you perceive your day once you wake up. If you decide it's going to be a bad day, it's going to be a bad day. You decide it's going to be a good day, but bad things happen, you're still going to see the good in that day. Make sure you have a good routine. I cannot stress this enough. Even if you aren't actively pursuing goals, which is something that we all should do for our own personal growth and our own progression in life, we need to frame goals correctly. Remember your SMART goals. And remember, routine, action steps, and never giving up on that consistency. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that beautiful person. Stay strong wherever you're from.